Alright, I don't want to get copyrighted. What's up? Alright, gentlemen. Let's work. Well. It's been a while. It's been 84 years. What's up, Punklahoma? When was my last stream, people? Oh my goodness, it's been so long. It's been like 5-6 weeks. I'm sorry. Didn't want that to happen, but alas, here we are. Everything's fine in the life of AC Bagel. We're going to keep rocking and rolling on this movie. Tonight, my main goal is really to figure out what to do next. Catch up a little bit. Figure out, since I have been making this edit on two different computers, essentially. I have a lot of like hard drives I had to move around, so as you can see with the couple reds here, see this is all like the same thing. This is the same long sound file because it's my my like Star Destroyer projectile noise, the laser noise. So I don't have that I don't have that. So I think I found 4 files that I must have forgotten to move onto the hard drives. But I don't think that'll really mess up anything I'm trying. Dang, there's more than that. What the heck? Scary sounding firework. Can't believe I don't have that. Is that for real? I thought I did it right. I thought I brought everything over, but it was kind of inevitable that something would be missed. That's odd. I really... No? Alright. I have them. They're just on a different computer. And then what are these? What am I missing here? Metal impact. Oh yeah, I have been adding like sound effects to this because they're just like kind of weak. So I was adding some new impact noises. Okay, right. See, like you can barely hear, especially that one. Barely. Come on, show. Directing short films, really? Very cool. What's the genre? And are any of them released yet? Or still being edited or filmed? I am interested. I love a good short film. If I were to guess with you, is it like a comedy, skits type of thing? Or are you like branching into a different genre? What's up? Man, I mean, in the last 6 weeks, Trying to think of what to even show off. I mean, I have to admit, I haven't done a ton. There's been minimal editing in that time. Trying to just check out my old stream. What the heck? Oh, this is when I was looking up AI tools. Okay, that's right. I had just started to put the planets in place and all. Okay. So I'm done all that, thankfully. I really don't have any more VFX to do on the whole Boba Fett Star Destroyer sequence other than color correction and lighting correction. But I've got the entire thing in place. I have a little bit more sound work to do. Did I even show off this? I can't remember what I showed off, but like I replaced that shuttle with my own thing here, since that's what the Boba will see. Yeah, and that's looking good. That shot looks good now. Heck yeah, yeah. We've made great progress. I've had some more like effects onto the screen here, as you can see. Some camera shake, some lighting shake to kind of show the ship like going down. SWA, good to hear from you. It's been too long. Sup, it's been rough this past week with what went on recently. Still can't get over what happened. Yeah, for sure. It has been for us U.S. citizens in the chat, just a sad couple weeks of violence. Political tensions are very, very high here, and yeah, no, I was affected by it too. Super bummed out, and yeah, I mean, honestly, I wanted to stream like last week, and I couldn't do it, man. It was heavy, just a lot of sad things. I was doing stuff in my community and all for some 9/11 stuff, just like vigils and all. So I'm very involved in community and church and everything. So yeah, I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Can't get over it. Yeah, I mean it's gonna hurt for a while. Just sad state of things. Sukui, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I've missed you guys too. Honestly, like, man, like since my last stream, I have been like, man, I really miss just hanging out with people, chatting, seeing what these people are up to. I have missed everyone. Sorry to have been away so long. I knew I needed to take like a couple weeks off to take care of some stuff in life, but the 2-week break turned into like a 5-week break that I didn't really want. And then as soon as I tried to come back, the world went to crap, and I kind of killed my mood. But I did need to fix this. I've got a gap here that I was dreading fixing because I gotta move all my audio around, and that annoys me. Short films are funny, but they both happen to be romance movies in a way. One is more of a breakup movie, and the other is a meet cute. A meet cute. I am unfamiliar with that phrasing. Very cool. I am. If they're ever publicly available, please, I'd love to take a look. I think I can get it. What are these sound effects here? I've got Star Destroyer bridge ambiance, and this should be fine if I just shorten this, snap all that together. Just give me a fade, and that should be fine. Meet cute is a boy meets girl story. Okay, nice. Nice. Punklahoma's feeling a little romantic. Purist's channel was taken down, unfortunately. He's on a different platform right now. Wow. What was it taken down for? That Star Wars Marvel purist? The heck would he get taken down for? I also call them street movies. That's the vibe. Like to film in the rough parts of town with the rundown buildings and a certain level of mischief. Graffiti, running around alleys. Cool. So is it like, that sounds to me, more like a teenager, college age type of romance type of thing? Like a coming of age story, coming of first love story type of thing. Okay, if the last thing I showed was those planets, I do want to show you guys what I... So that would have been the last thing I really worked on in the last stream, was this planetary approach, which is done now. So yeah, since then I added a lot of those effects. Everything's like voiced. All the Boba shots are in.
Don't worry about me. I'll put on a good show.
Everything's sounding nice. My sound effects are missing here, but pew 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 pew. He's getting shot. Pew pew pew. I don't know if I had this whole segment built out, but I've got like a brand new. I won't say brand new, since it is like flipped and like cropped and recolored footage of like the ship going down from later in the Mandalorian. So there was only like, gosh, they didn't do much VFX work with this thing. Yeah, there's minimal footage to work with, but I don't really have anything repeated. Oh, where's this? Yeah, so I did all the bridge stuff. Okay. I need to... Man, I've been having such a hard time with the voices of these guys. I can't find something that fits. And I don't even have to, like, lip sync, because you can't even barely... Like, see... This is the one that talks in the show. So, this... You don't have to really worry about lip sync at this zoom out, but... I just haven't found a voice model I like that gets that, like... I don't know. I don't want it to be like such a stiff British that we still feel like we're in the OT. I just want a voice that kind of like portrays the state of the Empire right now, and I haven't found it, so I just have a placeholder in here that I'm not super happy with.
A patrol craft is on an intercept call.
See, it's not good, but I've got the lines I want in there.
Belong to.
Registry links it to Boba Fett.
Ties. Deploy all ties right away.
Okay, you see, I've done all this lip sync up here. I do have to lip sync this guy, so he is all lip synced right now and is looking pretty dang good.
Who does the...
Like, this is...
Deploy all ties right away.
That's all lip sync tech. He doesn't say that at all. Made something out of nothing. I have a trailer for the first one up, so the audio might be shit. What's wrong with the audio? Is it on your channel? I'm subscribed to you. Did I not see it? No, I don't see it. It must be on a different channel. If you're probably collabing with people, then I guess. Make more punk reviews. Look at this. I'm a fan. I've been watching them. Yeah, teens coming of age, cool. Purist got 2 more strikes instead of 1 more, despite the fact that it was most likely bots. What kind? Like copyright strikes, content strikes? I know they've got the 3 strikes and you're out rule here on YouTube. Yeah, I would have guessed he went to. Let's get ready to. Are these Andor Imperials? These are indeed Andor Imperials. The clips on the Imperial Bridge, and even of some of the TIE fighters and stuff. Like, I pulled some from different episodes of Andor. So you've got a few different shots of ties that are really high quality that don't exist in The Mandalorian. And I don't want to just be like repeating all footage from Mandalorian stuff that has already been shown in other scenes. So yeah, Andor was a wonderful source of characters and shots and all that. Okay, so this is all in. We got some dueling here. This is just like combining shots of the Mandalorian and Andor back and forth. Obviously the Slave One isn't in. Yes, I'm gonna say it, Disney. The Slave One. Ooh, YouTube, give me a strike. I said the S word. Yeah, that isn't in Andor, so just have to use the shots back and forth to make a scene. This will be new, that I have completed the planet behind the Star Destroyer in these shots. So Boba's getting pop, shot, chased down. I haven't done the color correction on the whole thing, so it's still a little green because just some of the VFX stuff, but I'll tone down the green and bring back the Slave One colors a little bit. Okay. So I've got Mandalore behind everything, folks. It's in there for everything. Okay. So we kind of end here like that. Dude sees his ship falling apart. And then trying to remember. A lot of this was done already.
Thank you.
I added that because they have no dialogue here and it just felt weird. I don't know. It was very slow and awkward. I did some combat edits. I'm not going to go through everything I did, but yes, I have. Ooh, I did. Okay. I'm getting all these ideas coming back that were in my mind like 6 weeks ago. I want to add force push and pull sound effects. I'm kind of leaning towards Jedi Academy. Just for a little bit of nostalgia. It's that era. My films take place right as that's going on. So it's era accurate noises. It's lower accurate noises. But I just think the way like Grogu ragdolls these guys a little bit is just like, that's it. You get like a little wind gust. But it's like, look at that. So, like, you can barely see Grogu's hand. You get like 3 frames of that, and then a really subtle noise that you can barely hear, and then he just like falls over. So I want to like speed this up, like boom, to look like he just like chucks him onto the ground. And then he does it again. Yeah, there's just no noise. Do you hear? I mean, I was about to say, do you hear that? Of course you don't hear, because they didn't do anything. Yeah. I mean, like, come on. Where's my force noise? So I'm gonna be adding stuff to that. I threw in like a little camera shake there for the force push, so it's like there's a ripple effect, kind of like hits the camera and stuff. I miss getting fired up about The Mandalorian. I have needed this passion back in my life. Goob wishes us a happy stream. He is on a long work shift. In-person event in Los Angeles. Don't care. I'm not going to LA. Thanks for the invite, though. Alright. Let's catch up on a couple chats. Okay, yeah. Purist, and then I think the link doesn't post. Yeah, YouTube, I don't like it. How it does that. Its own, like, in-chat content moderation. especially for links, I've noticed they don't tell you when it doesn't post. Like, I feel like you should get like a red message, hey, you can't post links in here or something. Or allow me as the channel to decide whether to allow people to put links in or not or something. I don't know. Instagram, check the trailers. Then what is is it Punklahoma on Instagram also? Yeah, YouTube is very strict. I have deciding if I want to share this story or not. You know what? Screw it. Back in the day, this was 10 years ago. I was in the Army. It's like training to be an MP. I had a little side project working with some of my local city police on the preventing predators type of thing, and I had it up on YouTube. Now, I wasn't one. I know that's become like a modern fad on YouTube to get a bunch of views. My channel was not like that at all. I had a very, very serious one, like really warning about the dangers of online stuff, and it was just an issue I was passionate about based on people I know in real life who have had to deal with that kind of stuff. So, I was doing it way, way, way before it became popular, and channel got pretty big. I got up to like 15K subscribers. Some of the videos were hitting like 500,000 views. And I was able to partner with another bigger channel that was doing it, somebody else who wasn't like content mining like a lot of the modern ones I see are. Someone else who took that stuff very serious. And we did a lot of good together, and YouTube hit that channel I had built for bullying. Yeah. I didn't hide anything. I was showing, everything that bar the nudity. Yeah. They hit me with bullying because I was exposing the creeps in my area. That's YouTube for you. So, hey. Crazy. And YouTube's on, that was 10 years ago. YouTube's gotten worse with the restrictions, and yeah, don't get me started on their content moderation. It really isn't even letting me post my Instagram name for you. Oh, that's some bullcrap. Thank you on Original Trilogy. There we go. That's how you get around their crap moderation. Oh, what's up, Prisms? I will answer your question since you can't stay long, and then I'll get to everybody else's. What's up? Hey, good to see ya. Seen any movies lately? I have. I've been kind of on a little movie tear. What have I watched? Horror is one of my biggest genres that I'm a fan of. I know you're not super into that, but I watched Together. I watched Bring Her Back. And then I watched Weapons. And then I saw Weapons in theater, and then I went and watched The Long Walk in theater just a few days ago. Quick ratings, Together was like maybe 6 out of 10, I would give it. Weapons was pretty good. I might give that one like a 7.1, 7.2 out of 10. Bring Her Back, not as good as the first movie those directors made. This one was maybe like a 6.4. And then The Long Walk, that was cool. That one gave me 12 Angry Men vibes. It's a very character-focused movie. It was a tough watch, though. I watched it like last Thursday, Friday, after everything that was going down here, and that was a tough watch, man. Whew. Good. I enjoyed it. I'd probably give The Long Walk like 7.5. I think that's... What else have I watched The Rings of Power, season 1 and season 2. I can't get started on a Rings of Power rant. With Lord of the Rings, with anything, I am a lore purist. If you stray from the lore, you suck. I promise you cannot do it better than the world famous, like all time, for all of future human history. Tolkien will be, considered a literary genius who made one of the greatest works of all time. And if you're gonna think you're gonna do his story better than him, is like the absolute epitome of hubris, which The Rings of Power does really bad. The show, the production value of the show isn't atrocious compared to something that was disgraceful, such as The Witcher show. Especially if you've heard of the spin-off The Witcher Blood Origin, was one of the worst things I've ever seen. So it's not as bad as The Witcher, but Rings of Power is certainly not up to par with the source material it came from, and they infantilized the source material and acted like they could do it better than Tolkien, which is just mind-boggling. So Rings of Power gets like, gosh, as a production, not letting my hatred for the deviation of the lore come in, I'd probably give it like a 3.5. With the lore disrespect, Rings of Power gets a negative 9,000. And then I've been on a Lord of the Rings kick. I'm going through like all the lore there for the first time. Actually, if I can make another pitch for it, Star Wars Supernatural Encounters kind of pushed me into that, since they share some similarities in the creation account of the universe and such. So I started watching the War of Rohirrim, anime type of movie. Came out late 2024. Don't like it so far. I'm only like 30 some minutes into it, and it's not good. Not good. So yeah, that's what I've been watching the last month or so. And then American Horror Story. That's like a guilty pleasure thing. The first seasons are great. The recent seasons are crap, and I don't think I can finish it. I also watched the Haunting of Bly Manor. So there you go. That's my experience. Lots of horror right now. Do you think Commando and Grogu will bomb? I'm thinking yes, financially anyways, but I don't know. Great question. Bomb. I don't think it'll bomb like Solo bombed. No. Everything I have read about it shows it has a very low budget. So I think it's going to be hard for it to actually bomb. It's going to be very formulaic and safe. It's not going to make a bunch of money. It might lose money, honestly. I think it'll make money on paper, but the on paper what's reported is never like accurate, especially with like all the fees they have to, like, will it be profitable for Disney? Maybe with the toys. The movie itself will not be. No, I don't think they'll see a return. Star Wars hype is dead, and bringing back a season 4 of a show that had a horrendous last season, yeah. But I do think we are at the tail end of everything that was like in production, and I really do have just a gut feeling Star Wars is retooling. I mean, there's been the rumors forever that Kathleen is on her way out. I think it'll be like a slow phase out, but that there are new minds behind stuff. I would say 2028 and beyond. We'll get a trickle effect of the stuff that was already cooking over the next year, maybe, but I've got a little bit of hope. A little bit. Not much. A shred. Where is Rings of Power Season 1 and Season 2 edits? I know. As I've been watching them, I definitely watched it through the editor's lens. I will put it in. I have said once I finish The Way of Mandalore, I'm going to run like a tournament bracket voting on what I should work on next, and Rings of Power will be included. So if the people want Rings of Power, AC Bagel will give them as good of Rings of Power as can be made. Honestly, I will probably have to turn each season into one movie. And I will do my darndest to stay side by side with the lore as much as possible. I don't know. It's tough. I could make it better, but it's so far from the source material. It's like, I can't make it like the source material. And that kind of hurts. It'll never be good because it did that, but can I make it watchable for people who don't want to spend 8 hours going through it? Yeah. And maybe that's worth it for somebody to... They did a couple things right, especially in Season 2 with... I thought they, started to get Anatar's character pretty good. They got, the professional gaslighter personality down really well. But they condensed everything. It just I mean, they take centuries of lore and then condense it in the show into a few days or a week. It's just what? Okay, this is an abomination of pacing. So that, I don't know. Half of it's man, it might just be irredeemable. I had the same struggle. I did actually make one Witcher movie as lore accurate as possible from Season 1 by adhering to the book. I recut that entire season to be in line with the events of the book, and that one's pretty accurate, but then Witcher Season 2 and 3, they especially 2, they barely even try to stay with the second Witcher book. So it's I have an hour of content that's from the book. I don't want to be working with a bunch of made up crap that sucks. Honestly, I'd rather just make a AI novel adaptation that's faithful to the book than still make something that's nonsense. Thank you for the questions. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Guess what? I am reading from a certain point of view, and Disney has renamed it Slave One. Which certain point of view are you reading? Would that be the episode 5 one? I haven't read the episode 6 one, if they have that out yet. I have read the 4 and 5. I'm looking at... I bet they did. Let's see. 2023. Yeah, I didn't read this one. Okay. So if it's the Slave One, I assume it's this one, which would be 2020. Oh, Prisms, you have watched the War of Rohirrim? Okay, not lore accurate, enjoyable, like the final sword fight. Okay. Like I said, I'm only 30 minutes into it, and it's not good animation, is my first critique. I mean, it's serviceable, but gosh, from a Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings name, you got to have good cinematography, and it's just very basic anime, and the jarring 2D combined with 3D, and it's really choppy. It's not smooth animation. It kind of reminds me of those the third season of Invincible. Just animation quality dip. So that stood out to me, and then it hasn't felt like Lord of the Rings through the first 30 some minutes. It could be said in any generic fantasy world. I would have no other than the name Gondor being spoken of. I'd have no clue that that thing was Lord of the Rings. So, I mean, it got like 6 out of 10 reviews everywhere. I mean, that's probably where I would land on it, maybe a little lower, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna finish it. I'm going through a whole chronological Lord of the Rings, so it's part of my duties. Watched Superman recently. Didn't hate it as much as you thought you would. Oh, that's cool. You know, yeah. Didn't love it either, but hey. You know, we count that as a win in the modern era. If I can walk out of a movie theater of a large IP and say, I didn't hate that. You know, somehow that's a win in today's age. You know, I go when big IPs get used, I go into there just like, please don't destroy it, please don't destroy it, please don't destroy it. Bad standard, but yay. Yeah, I talked about Superman on one of my other streams like a month or so ago. Yeah, I thought it was fine. I think I said I enjoyed it like as much as any superhero movie since the Spider-Man after Endgame. It's probably my favorite superhero movie I've seen since then. You know, not saying much because the competition has been crap, but I'm pleased. I'll give it another shot in a sequel if they can build anything from it. Goodbye, Prisms. Thank you so much for dropping in. Good to talk to you. We'll chat soon. Lord of the Rings chronological would be fun. Yeah. DM me the order of the content to watch and what cuts. I mean, shoot. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. I mean, it's Rings of Power, War of Rohirrim, The Hobbit, and then the trilogy. But, let me pull it up. When I say, I'm reading the books, too. So, when I say chronological Lord of the Rings, like, oh my gosh. There you go. I mean, I take it seriously. I mean, I'm going chapter by, there's this whole guide of, like, how to read it. So I think that's pretty cool for digesting the lore. Everyone says, like, do not read the Silmarillion before that. Man. My mind can handle lore. My mind can handle great amounts of lore, and I am a chronological fiend. I'm not afraid. I'll tackle any challenge. I love timelines. I'm super OCD about chronology and timelines and dating and everything, so yeah, whatever. You lose some artistic this and that when you read it chronological instead of release order, but whatever. I like to know the story as it happens. I have never like done that and then regretted it, so maybe I'll be proven wrong, but that's how I'm doing it. Oh boy, I'm behind on these chats. I've been talking so much. He just fell over. Yes, this guard just plop slips on a banana peel. Just gonna fall over and we'll make it look good in post. Yeah, and then they got like 3 days in post for the entire season, and then yeah, they're like, well, guess it's staying. Cool. I'm caught up on chats. Nice. All right, let me check. Your boy Patali. We are going to watch the Go for Broke Patali trailer. Here we go. Or not. The heck? Play, you bastard, play. Alright, let's give it another shot. Dang! Okay, we're not giving up this easily. Time to bring in the nuke. Microsoft Edge. Here we go.
This is the last day, so let's do something.
Draw something.
We could deface City Hall.
No.
We should get fireworks.
There's a burn ban. We can't buy them anywhere.
But we need to do something.
I love the music.
Was that exciting enough for you?
Because you mean so much to me.
Yeah, whatever happens, let's just be here. You and me.
Nice. I love the vibe. Very cool. Heck yeah. Look at that. Good feedback. It's very, very, very good vibe on the teaser there. I like it. Do you have a release date? Can we leak a release date? I hope that the Lantern series is good. I admit I didn't even know they were making a Green Lantern series. Really? Oh, is that the animated one? No, that's not. Well, this one? Oh, this isn't animated. Who's the director? Tom King. Who's like the primary on this? Got a bunch of people doing 1 episode, 2 episodes. Oh, nice. That's a good track record right there. All right, that's got some potential. Supergirl. So this guy's getting involved in DC stuff then if he's writing Supergirl also. All right. I could give it a shot. It's a cool concept. Do you know if it's going for like a serious vibe or like a funny buddy cop vibe? I just want gritty, dark DC. Make the Killing Joke or something, you know? Oh wow, hopefully by the end of the month. Awesome. That one will be on YouTube. We'll do a watch party. Oh, absolutely. Watch that. There's a pretty crazy Return of the King edit you found. It's open Mac. He takes a bunch of sources, does a high upscale. Interesting. Return of the King IMAX extended 4K HDR. How will that be different than this one? Oh, okay. So that looks really sharp, yeah. Nice. Very cool. Wow. Yeah, that looks sharp. I might want to watch that one instead of the HBO streaming one, which will take a dump on the quality. Okay. Alright, so let's make a ping. I do want to make some force noises in here. Grogu must use force noise. And then I have not 100% edited this duel how I want yet. So maybe we could start to tackle that tonight. I have done a lot though. You can see some cuts. I've made it much better, I think. Had a sick transition there too. I changed like the pacing of the duel with the other battles going on also. So some different intercutting, and then I've got my own version of this thing I need to redo some of the dialogue in here, though, unfortunately, because a lot of it's a little junk. I think I also want to get rid of... You should cut right from that. Probably to, like... maybe like that. Did we get enough of his turn for that to make sense? I might need it a few more frames. I hate this, like, slow walking. So I need to get, yeah, so where we just see enough of the turn. So let's probably do there. Come here. Come on. Make me do them one at a time, won't you? Yeah, that helps. Then you actually get Din in, like, a tactical stance here instead of just like hold on, my mind just froze. Where did he get that second blaster from? I thought he... Did they not... Hold on. My mind is just freezing putting together this sequence of events. When he got captured, did he not get his blasters taken away? I mean, then he fights these guys and he doesn't have anything. Oh, that's right. Okay, he takes the Imperial ones. Okay, interesting. So I assume, and then he goes through that, like, hallway fight. But he doesn't use his two blasters. I'm gonna have to, like, rewatch. What is going on with his weapons? Because he's, like, using... I mean, I guess it's close combat, but... Does he just have them... I'm trying to get a shot of his, like, his holsters. Does he still just have the Imperial blasters holstered now? It's kind of hard to tell if one's even in there. I think. So he puts the Imperial ones and then doesn't use them, but then... Because here he's only walking with... Okay, yeah, he's got two again. Are those... I'm a lot... Are those the Imperial blasters he had? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive of that. Anyway. What is this? Sorry, why do I have... What is this gap? When did this happen? Was this here earlier? What have I done? I guess I... Oh my gosh, I deleted that at some point. How did I accidentally deleted that? Why did that happen? And then I've done so much work. Can I just, like, not... I actually don't know how this works, if I can just delete one change. What happened? I don't... Oh, man, that's scaring me. Freak. I have a bad feeling Hal might die. DC hates him. Tom King is a red flag, really. I'm not super familiar with his other works. I really want to know what... How did I do that in the first place? Can I just paste it back in? The heck? Hello? Dude, everything's falling apart. Why do I have this disconnected? Are we back? The heck? Most of my OBS just said stream disconnected. Alright. Alright, keep on rolling. Everything's trying to slow me down. Tom King started out fine, but then eventually ruined DC characters. Okay. The classic career of a Hollywood writer. Okay, so then, yeah, go through this. I did want to... We were going to add one more shot of, like, Gideon exploding. To, like, we were going to replace this, like, arms out, with something else. Like an actual explosion where he gets blown to pieces or something. Hi, I'm back. So new soundtrack through the end, and then I have to rewrite this entire thing and Mandoa it. Tonight, as the stream title is, this is mostly me catching up, planning for what work I need to do. I might do a little bit tonight, but this is mostly like get regrouped, get a game plan down. We're close. We're very close to the end. Look at that. Like we're so close. Okay, then I was adding stuff into the ceremony. So I just gotta revoice this entire thing. I haven't written this yet, is half my problem. I need to really digest the dialogue they have in there and what adjustments I need to make. Get it translated, revoiced, and then I was playing around with this idea of once we like transition to this, got like a Mandalorian chant song. So I don't have any sound effects in here other than the soundtrack. I was just seeing if that kind of like fit the vibe that I was wanting for this ceremony. So it's this welcome new Mandalore song, as you know they're doing their final ceremony, and Bo-Katan is kind of like formally before everybody taking her position as the new Mandalore. And then like right here, so you get like this chant type of thing. And then right here is where I'm going to put in all the cameos. I haven't decided exactly how I wanted to do the Boba Fett cameo. I have to decide if what I have right now, I don't have it on this computer, unfortunately, but I have to decide if what I have will work, or if I need to like pull something out of Book of Boba Fett. And I want to do like, I could like maybe like replace this one or something, like not just recolor him or anything. What is that? Okay. Those just look like civilians. So got some cameos. All I can show is a screenshot of my Sabine cameo. I can't even remember if I might have shown it in a previous stream. But so yeah, I've got like, gosh, compression on this stuff. We'll look at it small. So that's my Sabine, added hair to her, and I actually do have this one done in video form, and it looks really good. She just like kind of smiles and waves her hair around. I need to upscale it first, but it's mostly done on the Sabine one, and then I'm thinking of doing the Skiratas, some of their surviving clan members. But there's been so many. I have to make this one like AI. So for example, there is like a picture of what the this is actually kind of accurate. These skins of like what these guys, their armor actually looked like. Man, the quality, what the heck. So there's like some concept art of these guys. So this is just a mod for putting it in Jedi Academy, but that's kind of what their armor looks like. There is like a concept art where there's drawings of them too, like based on descriptions from the books and stuff. Yeah. So some people have like previs or whatever renders of this kind of stuff. Cal unfortunately is too old. I don't think he could possibly be alive for this, or else I would love to include him. But the others, Ordo, yeah, some of those guys. So I can't find that art. Again, that's stuff on my other computer. But there's been some new tools recently that do quite a good job of like turning drawings into other art forms. So there's the Nano Banana model that came out a few weeks ago, and then the it's like Seedream V4. So I've been experimenting with them, trying to get like good photorealistic models of these type of guys, and I want it to be lore accurate to their actual armor. So that's really the three main cameos I'm looking at right now is Boba, Sabine, and the Skiratas. So that'll just go like in between here, and then that's it. Like, I don't have any of the sound transitions done, but then we're in like the ending segment, and I might redo some things in this conversation. I haven't worked through that all the way yet. And then the end. And yeah, I got rid of the Looney Tunes thing. So that's why I say we're in the final stages. I just got to grind out these last few things. Fix my sound effects here. Do one final sound check on this sequence. Touch up a couple of the final fights. Redo a little bit of dialogue. And like, well, gosh, my brain just froze. I almost called her Satine. Yeah. Bo-Katan. My mind kept trying to go Satine, Sabine. Yeah, her dialogue. Where is this? I wanted to replace it. I wanted to like add her saying something here.
Surrender. Or fight?
I don't know, something aggressive, like he says surrender or fight. I don't know, it'd be like, I don't know, kill you or something. Just add a little bit of flavor. She just does this like long, they do this long flex. It's just kind of weird. There's so much dead space in these last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian where there's so many actions where it, I've said it before, it looks like people are talking, but then they just don't. I don't know what happened with that, but just a little bit of flavor in there. And then rewrite this. One little VFX scene of Gideon exploding. So I just need to grind it out, folks. Yeah, I mean, that's all I gotta say. I just gotta do it. Catch up on some chats. You were fine even when it said the stream was disconnected. Alright, good to hear. Freaking YouTube. There's some channel name, Ultra Edits, that re-edited the Flash finale part 2, was heavy on VFX, part 3 is going to be the final part. Cool. I love VFX YouTube editors. I have to get back to reading the KOTOR comics. Absolutely. Do not let me hold you from that. Enjoy. How far into it are you, if you're still around? Hey, mate, what's up, Jedi Fonz? Finally caught your live stream here from the UK. Nice. I got New Zealand watchers, UK watchers, US watchers. Thanks for dropping by. Sad news of Robert Redford passing. I didn't even hear that. I gotta look. Did that just happen, like today or yesterday? Yeah. It's pretty recent. 89. Nice. That's good long life. A lot of classics. He was on a lot of stuff, I know. Trying to think the main. What's like the, I'm trying to remember what's like the #1 thing he was known for. Sundance Kid. Huh. I had not heard he passed away. I haven't continued for a while. Paused a med star a while ago. Burnt out. Yeah. Sometimes, like, when you try to pair novels back to back to back to back to back, you're just like, whoo, man. My eyes hurt. My brain hurts from all the new lore. Sometimes you gotta take reading breaks like that. Comics can be a good way to do it. Playing a video game can help. Switching to different formats. Exercise, even, has helped me before when I get reading burnout. I had that a little bit going through The Witcher, because there's like 8 novels that are all 400 pages long. I had to take a couple breaks. It was just like, whoo, boy. It's hard to read that many novels back to back to back. KOTOR comics are some of my favorites, though. Absolutely. Yeah, there's some really great arcs. In the... it kind of makes me want to... I don't want to spoil it, but... I'm not going to spoil anything. Let me just point out my favorite arcs real quick. I mean, oh gosh, there's so many good ones. Wow. Zoom out so there's not many spoilers. Let me just get the names. Man, these are all so good. It's actually really hard to pick my favorites. It's a long comic, too. I probably like the middle section of the comic series the most. I know it's got like one slowish part, but the ending is great. I have to say, they like brought it back and did like a follow-up series after. It was probably my least favorite arc out of any of it. it's like an epilogue type of thing. It just felt very unnecessary and didn't do much for me. But man, some of my favorite characters in the EU come from here. I mean, the stuff with early Malik is great. Saul, they're phenomenal comics. It just tailor-made for a TV show. Also, tailor-made to make the best Star Wars TV show of all time. All time, it would be that and the old Exar Kun, Tales of the Jedi stuff. Absolutely. I've always been torn in my mind for this Tales of the Jedi. If I could adapt it, would I do this as a movie? I think I would do this as a 6-movie saga. And then I would do the KOTOR comics as a show. But there's so many Tales of the Jedi ones. I've always been like torn on. Oh man, what would I do? How would I do it? Yeah, here we go. So you got Golden Age of the Sith, Dark Lords of the Sith War, and then Redemption. Is the Beast Wars of Onderon? Is that different? I can't remember if that's its own arc. The Fall of the Sith Empire. Gosh, you could probably make 2. If you do like this and then the Exar Kun after, you could make 2 6-film sagas. I guess they just call that. I mean, this is the Beast Wars of Onderon. Redemption, though, has to be one of my favorites. Like the ending of Ula Keldroma's story. Some people really did not like how that ended. And I get there's a couple of annoying characters in it, but as far as the plot points go, I thought it was just so poetically beautiful. If I were to adapt it, I would make I can't even remember that little runt's name. Love that Mando look. Maybe a high budget show. Yeah, these things. If you're gonna do KOTOR, definitely have to do a high budget. What's that little runt's name in Redemption? Just clicking. I could search it faster than clicking through all this. I'm gonna search. Spoilers if anybody hasn't read the Redemption comic of the Tales of the Jedi. I just don't want you to see something on the page because I'm trying to find this. Is it Hagen? Is that him? Yes, this freaking thing. Hagen. So annoying. I will say I liked the overall storyline of what happens with him. I didn't like him as a character. But man, good stuff. I love the art style in these old 90s comics too. I was supposed to meet Kevin J. Anderson. Didn't happen. He was going to one of the cons, and I bought a collector's comic of Dark Lords of the Sith for him to sign. Whole con got canceled. It was very depressing. So much multimedia. Dude, they could be adapting stuff for the rest of their life. Disney would never have to hire anything again. You could just rip through the EU. It's right there. It's a layup. Look at that. Today, on this day, Knights of the Old Republic, issue 45, published. Oh, The Force Unleashed. Wow, what an important day. Order 66 also? Oh, wait, that's just... Did it initially come out on PC or was that later? That was the first release. So the Jedi Academy and The Force Unleashed and Republic Commando all came out on this day. 2003, 8, 8, 8, 9. Nice. I have not read these comics. I'll admit it. Sad. I need to reread the X-Wing books too. Well, these are just the comics. The Stackpool novels. I read some of those as a kid, and they're like a very different genre of Star Wars because they're like a military perspective, and there's a lot of like actual air combat, Air Force type of terms, and my 10, 11-year-old mind could not comprehend what was happening. The same thing happened when I tried to read Outbound Flight. It took me so long. I checked that thing out of the library so many times as a kid. It's not even that complicated of a book. I don't know why, but I distinctly remember this book being... Where's the novel? This is just like the concept of it. Timothy Zahn's writing was too good for me. I remember like when that was coming out, I was 10. Not even, I was 9 at that point. So, yeah, it's a dense book, but reading it, I read that like later in college, actually. And I was like, man, I should have stuck with it as a kid. Should have done it. I want Disney to fail. I'd rather someone who actually cares and is competent own the IP, not Disney. Oh, yeah, that's... It's certainly a valid point to reach. For example, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I want that to happen to the Witcher show. I mean, it's already, like, hated. But, yeah, at this point, I want it to fail so hard that Netflix just sells it and maybe they remake it in 10, 20 years. HBO or something. My friends, do you know how hard it is to get a 4.3 out of 10 on IMDb? That's an accomplishment to make something that bad. So yeah, I think that The Witcher has I haven't arrived there with Star Wars. I understand the position. I mean, the only hope for Disney to really start making good Star Wars is you got to get another long-term visionary in there who understands George and understands the EU, and I don't have really any confidence that they can do that, so I definitely understand the position. I might reach it eventually. Like, if the next 5 years ends up being crap, as painful as the last 5 years have been, yeah, I'd reach that also. Netflix has been on top of the game in regards to streaming for years. They're the OGs, unfortunately, that we get crap. Man, has Netflix ever made like a faithful adaptation of something and done well with it? Trying to remember. I mean, they're like notorious for putting out crap now. Prime really disappointed me too with Rings of Power, as I was talking about earlier, especially because at least the early seasons of The Boys, they did good. Honestly, I would say they improved on the source material, which is very, very, very hard to do. The Boys comics are not good. In fact, I would actually say they're kind of bad. Like, there's good ideas in them, but it's not great writing all around. And then, like, especially season 1 of The Boys is, like, one of the best seasons of TV I've watched. Disney's been given way too many chances. Yeah. This is true. One Piece, the guy involved with the anime or something made sure it was... Oh, yeah. Okay. I have heard that one isn't hated. Well, they did the Avatar Last Airbender also, which was not good. Freaking Netflix. I mean, HBO is, to me, still the gold standard. I'm hopeful about the Harry Potter series. I need to read those books. My wife is a big Harry Potter fan. I have not read them. So it's on my list. I got to get through Lord of the Rings first, and then hopefully that'll be my next year. Lore dump is Harry Potter. Ever watched Avatar? The original one is phenomenal. Yeah. Airbender is definitely worth a watch. Let's see what can I actually work on here. I think I've got my game plan. My thoughts are collected. I need to write down the files I need to pull in. Oh, I can grab those tomorrow. So this thing will be good to go. I think tomorrow I'm going to focus on this section, actually. Because I don't really have to do anything with the visuals. I just need to gut the dialogue and redo it. It's so boring. And I don't understand...
My name and the names of the ancestors.
Like, why are they doing the same exact oath that he already did when he got his helmet? You do it again with the water and get baptized? A sprinkling? A sprinkling baptism? Now we're about to get into a theological debate. I have a problem with race-swapped Snape and Dark Hermione. Did they not, I thought I heard something that the Snape actor got replaced. Maybe that was just a rumor. I'm Google searching it. It looks like it was a rumor. Yeah, that's one of the worst castings I've ever seen. I mean, none of this works. Snape has to be ugly unless they're like planning on putting this guy in makeup, because this is like a pretty good looking swagger dude. Like, he's got the mogging face down. How are you going to turn him into, like, unattractive Snape? Adam Driver would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect. I don't know if the age... Well, he was... I know this actor was as... I have watched the Harry Potter movies, so Rickman was the highlight of the entire thing to me. His performance was phenomenal. His age didn't really work. Dr. House? He's too old. Yeah, that's disappointing. And then, what do we got? The new... I can't even remember what the new Hermione looks like. I think, if I remember, she said she's like a quarter black. Yeah, she doesn't. Why are you gonna dye her hair red? See, they tried to do that with Trish in The Witcher, and it doesn't look great. We just listen to the description in the book, my friends. It's not that hard. Like, look, okay, she's like a quarter black or half black or something, and it. Why can we not keep our black characters black and our pale redheads the same? Like, it just doesn't look natural. Like, they... if you're gonna change it, just change it, you know? Okay, but now you've got, like... Look how bad that looks. Like, how... Oh, sorry, but you're getting blocked by the screen. The chat's blocking us. I mean, for real? Oh my gosh. Open image in new tab. Dark black eyebrows. Red hair. Like you, like it's just mind blowing that they do this kind of stuff. How do you like read this description in the book and then you're like, yes, she would be perfect for that. I gotta show one more Witcher casting. That's one of the worst things ever for the upcoming season. It's for Regis. It's just like parody. I don't know how they expect us to take it seriously when they do this. It's just unbelievable. Yes. This is Regis, according to Netflix. This, in the video game, looks exactly like he's described in the book. And they choose my boy Lawrence. And yes, it will look as ridiculous as you are imagining. There's a picture of him playing Regis. You just can't take it seriously. I like him as an actor. He's done great in roles. Give him characters that work for him. What are you doing? How does this happen? I don't want black characters turning white. If you made a KOTOR movie and turned Jolie Bindo into like a white dude with long hair, I'm gonna be super pissed. Super pissed. Why can we not just leave them as they are? I don't understand also, like, you as a Hollywood director, you know your audience has, like, your primary fans have read the source material. That's why they're going to watch this. Because they like it. It meant something to them. It meant something to their family member. Like, that's your core audience that will then go out and tell others, hey, this thing was great. Or, hey, this thing sucks. Don't watch it. So why are you, like, you thinking it's not a big deal to do this to characters? Like, do they just not think, like, disassociation with the character is a real thing? Like, oh, he's going to play it so unbelievably well, everyone will just accept it, that it looks nothing like him. I just can't fathom the... Peter Cushing would have been perfect. Yeah, he would have been great. They're out of ideas. Lots of fake rumors. Yeah, yeah. Misinformation is just out of control these days. Especially like the recent stuff in the news. AI images were all over the place. I was seeing people just fall left and right for AI images and headlines. There is currently like a whole farm of completely fake sports headlines where they'll like have some like sports athlete like endorsing some political cause, and it's just they're completely fabricated, not even like based on something or extrapolated. No, like completely fake AI articles I have seen pop up on Facebook, and there's just like thousands of comments like, wow, I'm so glad to see this, thanks for speaking up. Not real. It's kind of terrifying where that's going. Hollywood just realized that they can do quarter black for redheads because people won't criticize it as much, which sucks. I think it's gotten a pretty good amount of criticism. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna edit. If I need to like deep dive into writing this scene. Let me do something tonight. Let me at least double check the fight sequence here. Then I'll make some progress tomorrow, and then hopefully on the next stream we'll get deep into the work. Trying to remember, do I have that? I have not sped this up at all yet. Some of it's pretty good. Oh, okay, I just saw something I didn't like. Ah, that's bad. That's so bad right there. Okay. So she pauses here because the actor sees that he is not in the position she needs for the next swing, and then waits for him to pull his thing up. See that hesitation? So we need to cut like just a few frames out that whole pause. Oh, gross. So gross. What have they done? Who allowed this? That's not me. That's in the show. They just do a zoom cut, and that is based on the position of her legs. They have done that zoom cut. Where's my hand? I'm trying to see if they combine two different takes. They either switch takes or just cut out a couple frames. Maybe like 1 or 2 frames. Look at the position of the Darksaber is a little different. Either way, the pause sucks. Man, I'm trying to... I hate that zoom cut, so let's also remove that. Ah, shoot. I'm not going to be able to get it to flow. From where I have to cut from her pause, he like crouches down. That's the start of the next camera angle. Whoa, wait, what? Really? I didn't cut. Yeah, that's not me. That's them again. So they used two different sequences. There is no... She is backpedaling right here. Man, that looks choppy. There we go. She is backpedaling, and then the next frame she's planted and immediately swinging up, even though the momentum's already carrying her backwards. It doesn't look too bad in full speed, but I almost wish like this was reversed, like she's coming forward and then plants, and then you cut to this. And then maybe, honestly, for this, I think I'm going to have to keep the zoom cut. But if I, like, actually make it more dramatic, it doesn't look like it's just covering up a combination of takes. It can... Yeah, so, like, that helps get rid of that awkward feel. I gotta fix the sound. Oh, shoot. Well, thank you, man. Wow, that's so kind. I very much appreciate that. I notice people who usually criticize weren't that critical about that. I am always, 1,000,000% of the time, I will be highly critical of any type of character swapping in appearance. I find it very disrespectful to the original creator. The girl that was cast as Hermione has the teeth. Like the same teeth? What? Hermione actress. What do you mean the teeth? I haven't read the Harry Potter books, so if there's like... is there like lore about the teeth? I don't know what you mean. Gosh, are they gonna like try and dye her hair red? It just doesn't look natural because it's not. You can't force it. Like Trish, I showed looks so bad. I'd rather they just not even like if you're gonna go a different route and you wanna think you can make the character better than the author, just own it and just say nope, this is Hermione instead. She doesn't have red hair anymore. But to like try and combine the features of two different races is just like what are we doing? I mean, the truth is, you know, they wouldn't do this to a black character. They wouldn't race swap them with a white one. Nor should they. But they won't do it because they're chickens. But then, like, imagine then trying to take a white character and then give him, like, black features. You know, like, how ridiculous does that sound? It's crazy that they try and do that. If you're gonna just, like, race swap or whatever, gender swap, just own it. like these little pretend games of let me try and make it look a little bit like it. I think it's just weird. So weird. Thank you so much, SWA, for that, though. That's very, very generous of you. Sorry if I didn't see that soon enough. I was locked into this battle editing. Okay. You didn't even take advantage of like writing a chat with your super. Say whatever you want. The mic is yours. Okay. So that's like their first thing. She comes charging up. Bam. Pushes her back with a hit. Man, if only they would have had her still backpedaling. That's really all this needs. Is for her not to just be stationary all of a sudden. Okay, her saber's down there. I wonder if I cut... Because you get like her foot movement that I can maybe disguise as like some of her moving backwards from the last one. Or gosh, I was gonna say I could zoom in and not show her feet. Then we run into the same problem where they already use a zoom cut. Big teeth. Her teeth are too big for Hermione, is what you're saying? I don't know any of the book descriptions really. Like I said, for Harry Potter, I've only seen the movies. I mean, if there's descriptions about how Hermione's teeth looked in the book, yes, when you adapt it, you should try and keep those details. Just a general rule of thumb: stick to the source material. It does it better than you ever could. I promise. When it's like, I know, I'm not making a contradiction because I was saying The Boys Amazon show did better than the original. But like when there's something that's universally loved because it is good, yeah, you're not going to do it better. If you're going to take an IP that's like not popular or like didn't really do well, but you like some of the ideas, I think you can take some creative liberty with that, I suppose. But it's just the hubris to see something that, you know, is so beloved and then think, yeah, I'll do it better. I remember someone saying that Hermione has big teeth. Oh, really? So, okay. Then they did that well. Hermione teeth books. I'm going to solve this mystery. I am going to figure this out. In the Harry Potter books, Hermione is described as having rather large front teeth, which Draco Malfoy makes grow even larger. Here we go. Hermione based on the books? Oh, okay. She has bushy brown hair. Brown eyes. And up until the 4th book, rather large front teeth. So she should look kind of like that. So did they make... Oh, man. I don't know my Harry Potter lore, people. I don't. I haven't read the books. I was just assuming, I guess, with my previous position, that the movies had done it accurately. I mean, they got that right, then. It seemed like Watson's hair just, like, naturally got more red as she aged, I suppose. It's like in Auburn. I mean, the original casting was good. Big teeth, bushy brown hair, brown eyes. New one. She doesn't look too bad then. I wouldn't actually, now that I'm reading the book description, I think they can actually get it pretty accurate. I don't really see that as like a total race swap or anything. In my mind, the descriptions of the book was like kind of like Triss, like pale, redhead. I didn't know, so you've read a bit. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm going to read those next year for sure. So, all right, it's not. I actually wouldn't have too much to criticize. Snape, I will fight about all day long. I know I have read the descriptions of Snape before, like his hook nose and stuff. There, yeah, that one's throwing me off. Regis, I'll fight about my boy Regis. Triss, I'll fight about Triss. This one, I think I actually am not upset about it. Look at that, Swagger Master. There's people that make lies about it, so read it and you'll know. Okay. Yeah, but before I comment on Harry Potter further, I will need to read everything. Okay. It's not too bad as is now. Let me watch that again. That's pretty good. I've got it cut down to be very fast-paced. Removing that pause helped a lot. What happened to my soundtrack? That cuts off very abruptly. That's because the soundtrack ends right there. I need to fix that later. That like sticks on him. You're getting like to weird, awkward levels of that, so probably cut a good amount of that. Speed that up. Just keep the intensity going. No pauses. Yeah, yeah! That feels so much better. Nice. And then I made that new transition where like she gets thrown back by the charge, and I cut it right into that like Mando getting thrown at the screen. So we transition between battles. That was smooth. And then I did the same thing here. My idea was like stormtrooper falling downwards, falling from orbit, straight into the ship coming down from orbit. So I tried to make a few like thematic cuts here and there.
Come in. I'm coming in hot. Clear.
Gosh, I hate that dialogue too. Why is there so much downtime? This is what I'm saying. This episode, why is there so much time where it looks like somebody should be talking and they're just not? Like, what is that? you've got 4 seconds of just a camera on him where he's just sitting doing nothing. And then he just calmly, Bo, I'm coming in hot. I need to, gosh, even just like moving his voice lines up. So he's talking when we actually cut to him. That's not even enough. I moved it like 3 seconds and it's not enough.
Coach, come in. I'm coming in hot. Clear everyone out. I'm going to take out the base. I'm going to take out the base.
There we go. That might actually be a fix, just not giving him all that dead time. Okay, so then we're back to her after she got thrown backwards. She's getting up. I made some cuts here already.
I'm going to take out the base.
Okay. Let's remove that. I'm going to take out the base. You already said that. There we go. The spin move is a little slow for my liking. Is that? Oh, they cut. Okay. They do a random cutaway to... Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. Oops. Left hand. Can I horizontal flip this? See how that looks. I'm trying to make those movements sync. She like crouches down and is down there by that. That'd be her right knee. I think if I start this shot like here instead. I think that would work. Let's move that back. She's ducking. She's like facing the wrong direction though. Yeah, that doesn't work because she's facing him and then she's facing the other way. Maybe like that. I'm trying to edit a bit of my Part 2 Flash finale and upload that trimmed down version. I'll remove the one that's on there, change some of the rescore. Cool. Cool. Is there like a good fan edit of the whole Flash show, or is it good enough as is to watch? What do you think? Still not a fan of the new Hermione being quarter black. I would say I don't think that bothers me too much. I guess I'd have to, like, again, I'd have to read some of the descriptions in the book. Skin tone books. I'm gonna read it. Let's see. Hermione's white face was sticking out from a tree. For all the people saying Hermione's skin color was never stated, it does say she has a white face. Bossy voice, bushy brown hair, large front teeth, and a white face. I mean... does say she has a white face. We shall see. Dude, casting like kid actors has to be a nightmare. That is such a crazy challenge, especially for something like Harry Potter where they're aging like in story every year, and then you've run Stranger Things failed at this really bad where the kids are like aging faster out of universe than in universe, and now it's like really weird. You're gonna run into a problem with the Harry Potter show. If you don't have like a 6-7 year like production planned, the actors are gonna be aging faster than the characters in universe, and that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very difficult. Alright, let's try this. Okay, that's getting close. That feels a lot better. That's a no on the Flash. I'd recommend the first 2 seasons. Okay. How many seasons did that go? The Flash was one of my favorite superheroes as a kid. Flash and Spider-Man were my... Batman also, but as far as like more of a side character, the Flash was up there for me. Well, that's a lot of episodes. I did not realize that went on for 9 seasons. Yeah, those have good reviews. Those are all high. Dang. So then does 2 questions. The ending you're editing, is that like this episode, the ending of season 2, or is that like the ending of the whole show? When you say you're doing the part 2 ending. Oh, these get bad. These get real bad. Whoo! That's tough. And then my other question was, can I get like a complete experience by watching 2 seasons and then stopping? Or does it feel like open-ended and not satisfying because they still wanted to do more? Like, are there a bunch of plot threads that I'll just have wasted time on? Some of these are still... Season 3's got some good ones, it looks like. The overall goes a lot lower, but... Is season 2 like a clean ending? Imagine telling a kid that age you're fired. For what? For being cast? The CW shows try to be more serialized with the storytelling. It's supposed to be 6. All the shows should have ended with Crisis on Infinite Earths. Okay, you're editing the end of the entire show, so like the season 9 ending. It's a 4-part ending. Dang. And it was not received well, so no wonder you're editing it. Oh, that's tough. That whole season is just getting dumped on compared to the first one. Yeah, top rateds are all season 1. Nice. Okay, I think I'm good with this cut now. I might do a little zoom in here. Just punch this shot in a little bit. Yeah, that's flows now. That's fixed. Not super happy with how that looks. Okay, so they get locked in an overhead lock. What does she do? She like tries to throw his arms up. He just collapses to the ground. From what? She does like a little bump. How's he fall on his knees? I don't like that. So let us examine. If we go straight from this saber lock. No, I don't think it can. They're too far apart here. Oh, well, okay. Since I'm only using that angle, that has some potential. I don't think that's gonna work, but let's see. It's got some potential, actually. Let me get the sound on. Okay. It's like almost workable. If I flip. See if it needs a flip on this. It feels a little bit abrupt. The flip doesn't feel right. What does that need to flow? Ooh, okay. If I cut it earlier, then this thing is lower. Let's try that. Get rid of that dead space, though. He shouldn't be that far back. Trying to think, how clever can I get with this? What if I go like this? Okay. What if I take that, and then this one I crop. Oops, I'll do that side. Oh, that's top. This probably will not work. I just want to experiment with, like, if I move that in, and then I mean, there's no way that's gonna work. I'm just trying to see, in general, is it the gap in space that's throwing me off? I mean, it's also just his motion. Okay, there's too much space there. If I, like, zoom in... Okay, I like the zoom in, I think. I can give this a little more time. That's getting closer. Yeah, that's definitely an improvement over that little bump thing that knocks him to his knees for no reason. And then he's got like a really lazy swing right after that. Still feels like a little abrupt. The gap thing definitely feels fixed pretty well. If I focus like more on the lower half. Yeah, that helps a little bit. What if I focused on the upper half instead? Let's try that. I kind of like the lower half. You get more like the visual of the struggle of the foot position and everything. There's a cliffhanger for season 2. Season 3 falls off probably mainly due to Flashpoint being one episode. The consequences of it still occur throughout the season. The new showrunner does graphic novel arcs. You're only editing the finale. Okay. Still recommend Arrow also. First 2 are great. Has a decent story. Season 5 is when it starts getting good again, closer to the mid-season, and you would recommend Superman and Lois, which is separate from the Arrowverse. Not perfect, but still good. Nice. I haven't watched like any of those DC side ones, other than what I talked about on the stream. One of those, like, was it Catwoman, whatever one I was talking about on here, Batwoman. Is that what one of those CWs that was like the worst thing ever? It was like a new modern one. I just watched a couple episodes for the lulz on that. So she gets pushed out. Then I gotta redo this a little bit, I think.
Hand over the Darksaber, and I'll give you a warrior's death.
See, I don't like that taunt. Hand over the Darksaber, and I will give you a warrior's death. That's the opposite of a warrior's death. If I give you my weapon and surrender, and then you just kill me with it, how is that a warrior's death? Their low budget Batwoman is awful. Is mainly a gender related. Sounds about right, yeah. He has to say something that would like incite this reaction. Like a scream and an attack of aggression. I kind of want to make him almost like mock Satine in a way. That would be kind of cool. Where could I go with that? Mock like the pacifism. Yeah, all right. I think I'm onto something. He needs to make like a comment about Satine's pacifism. It's like, I see you've inherited traits from your sister. Something like that. That's like an insult. And that she would be like proving him wrong by this attack she launches, but he's doing it just to get under her skin and such. I gotta think of that. I think that would be a cool callback to have here.
And I will give you a warrior's death.
That just makes no sense. Give me your weapon, and I will give you a warrior's death. What is a warrior's death? Being defenseless and getting your head cut off? Like what? To increase the speed of this, I know. Let's get like just like a 10% speed increase on this. To like show the ferocity a little better. And then we're gonna remove a little bit of this downtime of I'm holding your hand. We're falling in love here together. It should just be like grab. Look how long he holds her. Like, why would that make you stop attacking, Bo? That is a solid. Here we go. Contact right around 42:19. It's like a solid 4 seconds of not doing anything. We should cut like immediately to that crushing. Okay, that's a little too fast. Let's try like that. Soundtrack's all messed up when I do that. There are many crossovers between Arrow and Flash. Chemistry is great between them. Look at Wiki or something when you get the many crossovers. Started with Arrow. Flash was a spin-off. Interesting. Okay. Is there like an order I should watch them in then with those crossovers? Yeah, that's starting to look better. Yep. There we go. Much better. And then Gideon should be talking here instead of just this blank stare.
The Darksaber is gone. You've lost everything. Mandalorians are weak once they lose their trinkets.
Mandalorians are stronger together.
What is this dialogue? Mandalorians are weak once they've lost their trinkets. And she responds saying, Mandalorians are stronger together? Like, what's the connection between the... I don't understand. It's seriously like writers in different rooms wrote each of the characters' dialogues without talking to the other room. And they just both come up with, like, generic things that don't connect at all. Yeah, I need some dialogue edits here. Like, he needs to say something that leads to her saying that. Mandalorians are stronger together. Okay, that should be like the glue of your scene if that's what the message you want to get across. But it's like he just says things that are completely disconnected from that. That it's like, what? Where did that come from, Bo? And then we fixed the shots already. Gosh dang it. Dude, this freaking episode is going to be the death of me. It really is. Okay, look at Gideon's position. Help me. Edge of the platform, Gideon's feet. He is right near the edge. Okay? Edge of that entire thing. Bo-Katan's off to his right. Din's facing them. Okay? So you get a shot. Okay, the ship's falling down. Next frame of this. Look how far Gideon has come from the edge of this platform. I mean, he's sprinted forward like 15 feet. Out of nowhere. He's just all the way up there now. Is there any way I can... And then they both fall and he's still like over there. I almost feel like it should like start here. When you finish season 2 of Arrow, watch Flash. Then by I think episode 8 is the start of the crossover. Kind of feels like its own thing, but it continues with Arrow, then go back to Flash. Continuity in CW shows is done better at the beginning more than this DCEU. Interesting. So that would be Arrow 1, 2. Then Flash 1. And by episode 8 of 1 is the start of the crossover. So it would go Arrow, Arrow, Flash, Flash. And then be done. Well, unless you want to go back to Arrow, you said gets good again. I really almost watched Arrow like when I was in college. I was like deciding between that and some other show. And I can't remember what it was, but I went with the other one and then I just never looped back to watch Arrow. Okay, let's say we don't need all this like stumbling and bumbling around. Let's say we cut. Okay, Gideon was getting shot. He's right at the edge. The ship's crashing in, and now he's like taking advantage of that. Getting up. Okay, this could work now. Can I crop this so we can't tell he's no longer right on the edge? Because they moved him for some reason. For no reason anyone could ever imagine they'd moved him away from the edge. But if we get a nice little crop, we can assume he's still right there on the edge as we left him. Because then you can, by the time we get the next shot, and he is at least he's not, the distance is still different than it was before. But at least now you can say, like, okay, as he was doing this, he's now walking forward away from the edge because he's got the upper hand. I wish they would have had him walking here. That would have made too much sense. Still, like, walking forward as he's doing this. Everything's getting wrecked. They're still shooting. This is like the lamest gunfight ever. Like, everyone's in unkillable armor, basically, and they're just like standing with no tactics. And then they're standing again. They're standing again, and then Grogu comes in. She charges, they ragdoll him around. Okay. I think I have a plan. So we will... I think we just get rid of this whole thing, this like slide in. I'm gonna shoot straight at the shield 3 more times. So we can have like shooting, boom, boom. If you cut all that and go right back to here. Arrow 1 and 2, Flash till 8. Arrow crossover episode? Oh, I didn't... Flash watch... I bet there's probably like a guide that explains this. Till episode. What's the Arrow crossover? Is that like a special thing in the season? Would that be in? Is that in season 3? Is that like season 3, episode 1 or something? Arrow, and I'm gonna look it up. Arrow and Flash watch order. The definitive watch order updated. All of Arrow, that's what you were saying. And then, oh, am I supposed to? Oh, those are just synopsis. I don't want to read those. Okay, okay, yeah. So it does just instantly kick into that. Okay. So is Arrow season 3 good? Or does it start to fall off like after the crossovers? Oh, there's more crossovers, okay. So it seems like Arrow season 3 is pretty good. Supergirl. Is Supergirl worth watching? Because now that's like got some crossovers. And then Legends of Tomorrow. I've never even heard of that show. There's so many. The CW verse is crazy. I feel like I've always wanted to try like taking one of these like kind of mediocre type of things and just like making one good movie out of a whole season or something. Is that possible? Like one of my initial projects of editing was Marvel stuff. It was going really well. I just lost my passion for Marvel. But I was like really happy with what I was making. I feel like so many of those shows and stuff could be cut down to a good movie or two. Black Lightning? I didn't even know they made that. Dang. And then Batwoman. Oh boy. Have you watched all of these SWA? Like Supergirl, Batwoman, Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow? Like in their entirety? There's a lot. Dang. Are they still making like more? Oh, so, okay, there's your Superman and Lois. Constantine. What? What is that? So did this like end the CW verse, or is it still going on in some way? It starts to fall off by season 3, then the crossover starts by the 8th. Okay, yeah, I see that now. You have to make a trilogy out of a season unless you remove a lot of stuff. Okay. Supergirl has decent, but it's not good CW. DC is done. Rip. Alright, let me finish up this little segment here and go to bed. Good. I like the changes I've got in here, so keeping things moving, showing the destruction without just having these like nonsense standing gunfights that go on forever. Just keep the action flowing. I love it. It just makes Grogu sit down. Boom. Need a better force push effect there. And then I think it sticks on Grogu too long. He does that force push, and it should just be like a little quick flick, not this like long drawn out thing. It should just be like a flick. Man, I wish he had more hand movement. He like barely does anything. wish he did like a more dramatic, like right to left flick of his hand. He, like, just slowly lifts it up. And the weapon flies to the left. It would also help if they put any kind of sound effect on there. So maybe that'll help when I add. Yep, and that's where I'm gonna blow him to smithereens. See, you gotta pay homage to Luke Skywalker here. That's why I started moving this soundtrack in. To like, this is what we built up to for so long with training Grogu. For my 2 movies worth. It was, you've got to get a payoff here with Luke. And why you sent him to Luke. I had to like purge all the background soundtrack that was super lame behind here, so I need like a rushing fire sound effect. Like kind of echoey. I gotta build something from scratch to really make this pay off. Almost like there is like dulled from the inside, and then out here it can be like really chaotic. But when you cut back inside, it's like dulled and echoey. And then there it is. Then poof, you're at the ceremony. That soundtrack doesn't fit anymore. It's great for that one rise, but I gotta find some blending here to transition into the ceremony. I've been looking at a lot of soundtrack things. Where is I have one. This one's kind of cool. It's got some like clone trooper notes in it, which I want to get at least like one little note of the clone theme at the ending ceremony. So yeah, cool. All right, hey, I got some actual work done. I at least went through one little sequence there. Got some markers on what to work on next. I'll collect these files tomorrow. Make sure everything's good to go for the next stream, and then start digging into the ceremony. Oh, nice. I'm back in business. We're going to finish this movie. We're going to grind it out. I can get it done. Look, if I work as hard as I was like a month or 2 ago, I could finish this movie like within 30 days. But it's just, can I get enough time and energy and focus to actually do that? But we're so close. I mean, I'm talking like Final Cut could technically be ready in 30 days if I can get the time to do it. We're close. My break is over. I'm grinding this thing out. So it was great to chat with you guys again. I missed you. Thanks so much for being here and bringing stuff into the chat. Wrap these things up. Where was I? Just look at that watch order. You'll be fine. Black Lightning is its own thing. It joins the Arrowverse by season 3. Constantine was on a different network that was canceled. Character joins the Arrowverse in season 4. Interesting. If you want, I can give you an order via email. Up to you. Yeah, or yeah. If the one I was looking at was missing stuff, yeah, you have my email. Send me your recommended order if you want. I will put it on my watch list. I did want to see Arrow, especially because I heard good things about that back in the day. The first 2 Flashes are good. Give me like an I don't want to start watching stuff when it goes off the rails and gets bad, but I would want to see like peak Flash stuff. That would be a fun throwback to do. So, all right, thanks everybody. Feel free to send me messages if you have any ideas for stuff on the ending that you'd like to see included in the ceremony, or any other Easter egg type of things. So, I'm tired. I'm gonna wrap it up. How long did I do tonight? We made it 2.5 hours. Very good. Very, very good. I'm pleased with that. I will catch you on the flip side.
Hello,